another team that did have a lot of difficulty this weekend, the Philadelphia Eagles. So we witnessed Carson Wentz being benched on Sunday, which in return opened up the opportunity for Jalen Hurts to play. Now we find out today that Doug Pederson announced he's going to be the starting QB against New Orleans next week. So the question is, what do the Eagles do from here? Is it Wentz? Is it Hurts? And is it the right move? Steven, what are your thoughts?
Well, truth be told, Carson Wentz is finding out the reason why it hurts to suck. Dun-dun-dun. You know what I mean? But it's all good. Carson Wentz, you're a broken QB. It's clear to see that. It's no fakeness, no joke to it. You're just not as good as you used to be. You're falling apart faster than anything I've seen, and that's your business, not really mine. I don't want to get into that. I'm not a Philly fan. I've never been a Philly fan. Never been associated much of Philadelphia's business. There's people here who might talk differently, but that's okay. Let's just look at it this way. Carson Wentz, what are you guys going to do with him in Philadelphia? The best answer is this. He's going to be the highest paid backup QB in the NFL. That's it. Simple. You're going to bring it. You decide to start Jalen Hurts. You can't turn back on that now because turning back on that might diminish him as a player further down the road. You got to let him grow. Even if he makes mistakes, even if he struggles, you got to let him play from now on. And that's just how it is. So, Carson Wentz, you're a backup QB. The worst answer? He's a $60 million cap headache if they do anything else. If they try to trade him, if they release him, anything else, you're taking that $60 million hit right away. And as a team, I don't think you want to do that, straight up. So you got to sit there and live with this. Live with the mistake of giving him the contract you gave him. Live with the mistake of believing in him when he came out and had a couple good games in the season and then got injured as he normally did, and somebody else came and won a Super Bowl for you, and then you decided to go back to this guy who hasn't shown you much and give him a bunch of money. It is what it is. But Carson Wentz has proven he's just not going to be that guy. He can't be trusted to be that guy. Maybe down the road he'll find more success, but for now, highest paid backup QB in the league. That's all I can see.
I think management kind of saw this coming. When you draft a guy like Jalen Hurts in the second round, everyone's thinking, what are you doing? What are you doing? Carson Wentz, all this money, what are you doing? Like, right? And I think it was a bit of a panic mode for the Eagles because they love Carson Wentz. You talk to Eagles fans, well, if he didn't get hurt, he would have been the MVP. They still would have won a Super Bowl without – well, we don't know that, first off. We don't know if he would have won the Super Bowl if he was still there. He was playing great football back in 2017. But what's the key part that I just said? 2017. It's 2020. It's 3 years removed. He's been hurt. Every time they get to the playoffs, it seems like he gets hurt. And, guys, he has not had a good year. You can say all the question marks about the offensive line. Yeah, it's terrible. All their starters have gone down. Brandon Brooks didn't even play this season. He's one of the best guards in the National Football League. Look at their receivers. Alshon Jeffrey, he's been banged up. Deshaun Jackson, he's been banged up. Miles Sanders has been hurt for most of the year. But you just cannot tell me that Carson Wentz is playing at an elite level. You look at that game against the Cowboys on Sunday night, I think a couple of weeks back. There was a play, and I think if you guys remember, he's rolling out of the pocket. There's no one open. There's someone coming at him, and he's waiting, and then when the guy's 2 feet in front of him, he decides to unload and then fumbles the football, and then he's smiling on the way back to the sidelines. That's what you want from your franchise quarterback? I don't think so. I would have benched him right there, right then. I know the Eagles, they're still in contention. But are you proud of that? Are you proud of being in contention in the NFC? And you're in contention. You're not even winning it. It's the worst division in NFL history, and you're not even winning it. Now, my questions with Jalen Hurts at Alabama didn't look like the greatest passer. It doesn't look like a guy who can go out there and throw like Justin Herbert or Joe Burrow. But with the right system, he has potential to be. We saw Lincoln Riley. He does that for everybody. He did that for Kyler Murray, turned him into a Heisman winner. Did that with Baker Mayfield, turned him into a Heisman winner. Can Doug Pederson implement an offense that works for Jalen Hurts? That's going to be the question mark, and I think Doug Pederson's job is on the line here because he has potential now to either save it by having an amazing run, great play calling, putting Hurts in the best position to succeed, or completely failing, and he is the one who made this decision. So maybe, upper management's going to be like, well, why would you bench Wentz if we paid him all this money? So it's a win-loss situation for Doug Pederson. He can either save his job right now or he can lose it. Jalen Hurts, you are the guy in Philly right now, and especially in that city, you better at least win this division because they're probably going to be booing you, even though you only played probably 5 games.
So this is such a deep topic too, because I do feel bad for Carson Wentz. You come in a situation, they trade all these draft picks to move all the way up to number 2 in the draft. Select Carson Wentz. 2016, whatever, rookie year, he was okay. 2017, and I know he looked great then. You're then injured, and you think your team's done. They're in the water. Everyone thought that. Everyone thought they would be done. Nick Foles comes in. He's the hero. He can get a beer whenever he wants, whenever he's in Philadelphia. Wins him. They build him a statue. He starts the year off hot again. Here comes Carson Wentz. Then he gets injured. Nick Foles brings him, back in the playoffs. They beat the Bears. They nearly beat the Saints, if you don't remember that. They were in that game. And now the question mark is, well, is it Carson Wentz, who, they invested so much in, is going to be the starting quarterback moving forward? Do they trade him, or is it Nick Foles? And the answer, the whole entire time, it should have been Carson Wentz. And they stuck with that. But there's all these question marks. You have to go to a stadium every single time and see a statue of the guy who was your backup quarterback, who was a hero. All of a sudden, in the second round, they draft a quarterback after they give you a $100 million guaranteed contract. Like, it's so confusing. And that would mess with his head quite a bit. All these injuries happen. He struggles. He has been the worst quarterback this season. But he was a pretty big issue. I think there's a bigger problem in Philadelphia, and I think it's Doug Pederson. And here's the reason why. Frank Reich was arguably one of the main reasons they won the Super Bowl that year. Let's look at their offense. Frank Reich calling the plays, offensive coordinator. 7th in total yards per game, 13th in passing yards per game, 3rd in rushing, 3rd in scoring. He leaves, goes to Indianapolis. Mike Groh becomes the offensive coordinator. They go 14th in total yards, 9th in passing, 20th in rushing, 15th in scoring. That was a 2018 and 2019 combined. This season, Doug Pederson, he's calling the plays now. He's calling the shots. 28th in total yards per game, 27th in passing per game, 13th in rushing, and he doesn't even run the ball. Miles Sanders has been terrific this year, averaging 6 yards a pop. And nope, I'm only going to give him 10 touches. It's ridiculous. They're 25th in scoring. Here's the Colts. Frank Reich with Andrew Luck in his final year, Jacoby Brissett, Brian Hoyer, and Phillip Rivers, who basically has half an arm. 15th in yards per game, 15th in passing, 15th in rushing, 11th in scoring. So right down the middle in a pretty good scoring team, that is going to be the only thing that can save Carson Wentz. He's done in Philadelphia. If the Eagles can make a trade and get Carson Wentz to Indianapolis, guess how much money the Colts have next year in 2021? $75 million in cap space. That would be the only team that would take him, and the only team that makes sense because of that relationship between Reich and Carson Wentz. His time in Philly is done. It's sad to see. Jalen Hurts, he's going to struggle this Sunday because New Orleans is balling right now, but he can do a little bit more. He can run the ball quite a bit more. We know that. There's going to be a way different playbook between him and Wentz. The only thing is, they're still not going to be a playoff team. They're still going to struggle. Can they get it all together next year and maybe find the right coach for Jalen Hurts too? Doug Pederson's time might be done, just like Carson Wentz's.
Yeah, those are all great points. You guys are definitely right. Jalen is definitely the way to go, not to hold off any longer. Just do it now. So